All right, gentlemen, I need to drop a tip real quick on you because, as I've said in the previous video, our brother's busy right now prepping for a film and don't got much time. But apparently, when I don't have time, I want to just drop dating knowledge on you guys. I don't know why that just pops into my head, but I think it's because I've been seeing this mistake happen a lot lately. And I keep seeing this mistake when it comes to you all trying to approach women, when you're trying to walk up cold and make it happen. And when I say a lot of you make this mistake, I mean about 85 to 90% of you do this. But technically, it's not really a mistake. It's just an average dude thing to do. And you know I'm not trying to have you be average. So I want to give you the game genie, the all access pass, if you will, so that when you do walk up cold, you do something real cold and smooth that's different. Yeah, brother, you gonna have to teach me that. Tell me drop all the game. Tell me all the game. No, I get it. It's confusing. You got either no skill, a little bit of skill, or you might even have a lot of skill, but you can always use some more. So don't worry. You don't know what you're doing, but you did the right thing. You came to class, balance of power. I got you covered with today's lesson. The cheat code on how to approach women. Let's get it in. So what am I talking about? Well, that's exactly where we're going to start, is the what. Now, this I have seen being taught over and over and over and over again on the internet.
You sound like a robot. You go up to the girl and say, "Hey, how's it going? My name is Dawson." You stop.
So maybe some of you have caught it by now and maybe some of you haven't. But the thing that is taught over and over and just an average guy mistake to do when you're approaching women, introducing yourself. Homie, is you serious? Yes, exactly. You introduce yourself. You walk up. They teach you to do the, "Hi, my name's Tony. I work in finance and I drive that Audi outside. I'd like to take you out to dinner. So, what do you say, Tuesday at 8? The hell is that about? And I get it. You've been taught, told, and trained that by women, other men, all kinds of people have been telling you that that's the way to do it. And again, it's not technically a mistake. It's just an average dude thing to do. But that's not what you want to do. Which brings us to the why. Why don't you want to do that? Why don't you introduce yourself? Because as I said already, it's an average guy thing to do when you're approaching a woman. And automatically, gentlemen, when you do that, when she hears, "Hi, my name is Tony," when you start to extend your hand and you got your cheesy smile or whatever the heck you were taught to do, walk up with confidence. Nah, son, the moment she sees you coming like this, all that happens is all the walls, all the drawbridge is pulled up, the castle walls fly up, they have gates and security and people with guns and stuff. Her brain goes into defense mode. You have just told her automatically, "I want you, girl. I'm trying to get at you and I'm reaching for you." Like, nah, get rid of that. That's not what you want, because you're supposed to slip past her defenses. You don't want her to automatically just start pushing you back and automatically having you at arm's length. That's the opposite of what you're trying to do. Because the why part too is that your job is not to be average. Your job is to be unpredictable and fun. Tall is cool, but you gotta be unpredictable and fun. Money, having it, showing it, whatever, but you gotta be unpredictable and fun. Being famous is automatically unpredictable and fun, so you get the point. You gets the drift. The point is, you gotta be unpredictable and fun. That's your job. Which brings us to the why part 3. Unpredictable and fun for a woman. You're gonna want to give her a romantic fantasy. What does that even mean? In a movie, if they have what they call a meet cute, does the guy ever just straight up introduce himself? No. He just starts talking. He just walks up and they have some weird interaction where something happens and it seems all unpredictable and oh my gosh, it just was so organic. You can't do that if the first thing you do is, hi, my name's Tony. That seems so contrived. That seems so planned out. Because even if technically you're planning something out, it can't look like you're planning something out. And you know this.
And you know this, man.
Women like their life to be a movie, and you can do that. I like my life to be a movie. Heck, I be doing it all the time. Half the time, all of us would like our life to be a movie. If we were the lead in a movie, would you want you to walk up and just be like, hi, my name? Or you would instantly think, this is weird, this is corny, this is average. Now, if you want your life to be like a movie, start doing it. The only person stopping you is you, so do that. But you might have thought about this. You might have thought about how. And aren't there ways in which when I watch a movie, there are guys who do introduce themselves? So how do you do this? I don't understand. Well, brings us to the how. As an example of a time where you might have seen a dude introduce himself automatically is James Bond.
The name's Bond. James Bond.
And if you're thinking about James Bond, you notice he introduces himself kind of off the bat all the time. He even says his last name first and then he says his whole name together. He introduces himself like crazy. So how is this different? How it's different, gentlemen, is because of how a woman's mind works. If you're James Bond, when he introduces himself, when he goes Bond, James Bond, he's doing this. I've introduced you, but he goes right back to the mission. He introduces himself, Bond, James Bond, and then he goes back to playing cards. He's like Bond, James Bond, and then he goes back to surveying the situation and looking at enemies. She's not the mission. He introduces himself, which has her brain going this way. Oh, this is who he is. But then she notices his mission is over here. He's not paying attention to me. He told me who he was, but what is he doing? Why is he not focusing on me? Look at me. You're having her brain do this and this, and that is how it works. So that is an exception. If you walk up to a situation where it's a group setting or something and the girl you like and the one you're trying to, get at or whatever, she's there. If you walk up like, hey, everybody, Tony. So what are we doing, guys? So you can do that where she's not the mission. Then you can introduce yourself because you're making her brain do this. You want her to have her wires crossed. You want that cross-eyed thing to happen for her. She's like, wait, I don't understand. He introduced himself like he likes me and I can see he's looking at me. I mean, look at me. But then he's not paying attention to me. What is happening? It's going to throw her off. Or you can do what I told you to do. You can walk up and not introduce yourself, but have her be the mission. Meaning, she's the mission. You're walking up to talk to her, but you're doing it the same way you've done it 1,000,000 times. I know, it's confusing. You're thinking, didn't he just say that 85 to 90% of the time we don't do this? Yeah, you don't do this when you approach a woman who you're trying to get at, but you do it all the time in the grocery store line. You do it all the time in the library or wherever you might be. You just walk up to people and you just start talking. You don't know their name. They don't know your name. Nothing like that. No kind of name exchanges have happened at all. Now, if you're not from America and this sounds mad foreign to you, yeah, we do that. We are friendly people. We just walk up and start chopping it up to random people in the line who we've never met before. Walk up and start, hey, how you doing? Oh, da, 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 da. So you've done it 1,000,000 times. You've been in the grocery store line. You see some tabloid magazine. You're like, hey, Tom Cruise jumping off a building again. He crazy, right? And you start looking at people and talking to people. You have whole conversations with folks who don't know you and you don't know them. So that's what you're going to do, gentlemen. You're going to do that and you're going to make it weird. You're going to make it funny, but not weird as in creepy, but weird as in off, weird as in different. So let's say you're in a building that's unusually cold and she's in like the cafeteria area and you want to talk to her, right? Now, you can just approach her. You can approach her with a joke. You can walk up and talk to her directly, like she's the mission. She sees that you're walking up and you're having a conversation, but at the same time, you're not introducing yourself. She don't know you. You can walk up and talk to her like it's her fault and say, "Why is it so cold in here?" Now, she might respond to you and she might not. But again, you're just trying to make that conversation and have like a joke. So if she's all bundled up, a good way to tell a joke is to do the opposite of what's actually happening, especially if it's obvious that what's happening, that you're saying the opposite of it. So if she's all bundled up and you just said, "Why is it so cold in here?" and then she didn't respond, your next sentence could be, "And you look like you're dressed for the beach, so apparently you ready for this." Again, small joke, it means nothing. Now at this point, she should respond, but if she doesn't, you just say one last joke and then you're out. You can say something to the effect of, "All right, good talk." But if she does respond, she might laugh, she might say, "Oh my gosh, I know, it's always so cold in here." Then you guys have a whole conversation. Talk to her like she is somebody in the grocery store line or what have you. Start to create a genuine conversation, but at the same time, don't tell her who you is. Don't do that. So she's going to think, "Wow, I'm the mission. He's paying attention to me, but I have no idea who he is. Who is he? What's going on?" And again, her brain, wires crossed. You want her thinking this. You want it to not make sense. You want to create juxtaposition, perpendicular. What you don't want to do is what you've been doing a long time is she's the mission, you go to talk to her, and you introduce yourself. You don't want parallel. You don't want that because there's no crossing in that situation. This keeps everything in line, keeps everything normal, keeps everything average. You don't want to be average. You ain't average. Okay, maybe you are, but you ain't supposed to be right now. You want to have a situation where she's the mission, but you do not introduce yourself until way later. It doesn't mean never tell her your name. It just means that that's not the first thing you say. Second thing you say, you don't say it until after, like way after. You want to have that air of mystery about you, that meet cute, that movie fantasy thing. And again, it's created. You already came in with that intention, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like that. It feels new. It feels different. It feels fun. It feels off balance. It feels everything that makes her mind do this, where she's not bored. You want to create a situation where you are giving her what her mind naturally does. You already know, because I've said it in many other classes, a woman likes to go to the left and go to the right at the same damn time. That way, she's not bored. And if you're not doing that, you're creating a bored woman. When they're going in the same direction, she's like, whatever. And you don't want a bored woman. Because when a woman is bored, a woman is gone. So if you want a more in-depth conversation about this, let a brother know in the comments below. And if you do want me to help you personally, just go here. Click on that, book a session. I'll try to put it in the description. Don't forget about the D. So that was just a real quick lesson, gentlemen, for her to get to know you, for her to get you. Because if you want her to truly know who you are, stop walking up and telling her who you are. Now that's today's lesson. So if you found value in this lesson, and I know you did, throw thumbs, hit the subscribe button. Here we're still on the mission to get this message out to everybody, which brings me to the other point. If you want extra credit in this class, then slide this video to somebody who needs to hear this message. Now you know you love these lessons. Where else you gonna get gold bars of knowledge just dropped on you on a daily? Nowhere. And you know what? That's what your brain is going to say if you even think about going somewhere. Your brain is going to say,
"Where you going? Nowhere."
So come on back, click on another one of these videos, get some more learning in. But until next time, no. Deuce.